Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Steph, also known as the Freckled One. As you can tell by the title of this video, I finally got my hands on the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I'm super excited to try this out for you. I haven't even swatched it, so hopefully it's a good match. But before we get into it, I want to say hello to a ton of our new subscribers. Hello. Welcome to our channel. We have a lot of fun here and we're so excited that you are deciding to join us. I don't have a special subscriber shout out today, but I promise that I will for the next one. I know that there are already a ton of reviews on this new foundation, but I still wanted to give it a try because it seemed like it was really up my alley. It makes a lot of claims. So this says that the skin looks more radiant by up to 285%. It boosts hydration by up to 166%. Your skin looks plumper and smoother by up to 181%. And your skin tone looks more even by up to 210%. But if you read closely, it was tested on 312 people over 4 weeks, but the data with the percentages is taken from 33 of those folks over those 4 weeks. It's not really how you clinically prove something. So I don't know about all of those claims, but I'll let her do her thing. I'll try it out for myself. So I got the shade 5 Neutral. That seemed like the best for me right now at my current not tan state. The component itself is really pretty. I definitely prefer a pump for foundations or a skin tint, that kind of thing, tinted moisturizer, compared to like a doe foot applicator or pouring out of a bottle. So it's fairly runny, but it's not the most runny product that I've ever used. I'm quickly gonna put my hair back. So I'm gonna use a sponge for one side and I will try out a foundation brush for the other side. This is definitely a good shade match for me right now. I think it had a little bit more coverage than I was expecting. I forgot to say this earlier, but I didn't put any primer on. I just used a moisturizer and a little bit of sunscreen. Wow, it's a really, really good shade match for me. 5 Neutral is really perfect. You can still see my pores here since I didn't put a primer down or anything, or like a pore filling primer. And it definitely has this like luminosity to it. But I have seen a couple of reviews where folks kind of compare it to the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury, and I have used that. I can see what they're saying just by the luminosity, but it seems very different to me. And I do think that this looks really nice. My skin tone is clearly evened out. It has canceled out my redness. This is probably a little more coverage than I would typically go for. So here is the side with the foundation, and here's the side without. You can see my redness, my discoloration here, my hyperpigmentation. I mean, it looks nice, but that was an entire pump on just one side of my face. So I'm gonna get one more, and on this side I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty foundation brush. I'm just going to place this all over first. So right off the bat, I can definitely tell you that I prefer using a sponge. Although I did use more product, this brush is not soaking up very much product at all, and so the coverage is that much more full. I've left this spot bare because I know that once I lay it down with the brush, it's going to be really hard to get off. And I do think that this, more so than, let's say, the Fenty Skin Tint, since that's one of my favorites, it is very pore enhancing because of that like luminosity to it. If you aren't too close to my face, I look extremely healthy and glowy. I'm just going to go back in with my damp sponge. This is one of the sponges from Juno & Co.'s SpongeBob collection. And it is described as a medium coverage foundation, which I do think is accurate. But it does say that it's pore minimizing, and I don't think that. Definitely has a nice blurring effect, but it is not pore minimizing. And I still have this much on the back of my hand, so you do get more coverage with a brush, which I feel like is not surprising. But for someone like me that doesn't want as much coverage, I like sponges. For me, if you've watched my channel, you know that I like the no makeup looks. And this looks like I'm wearing makeup, 100%. I think on camera you can see that just compared to some of my other videos, and in person you can also tell that I'm wearing makeup. I don't think this is gonna fool anybody. And that's that. So the foundation doesn't claim to be self-setting or anything, and it's very, very rare that I don't set my face with powder. So I am gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. This is obviously one of my favorites. I've hit pan. This is in the shade 2 Medium, and I'm gonna do this kind of on the perimeters of my face with this fluffy brush and just tap. This is one of my favorite powders because, in my opinion, at least for my face, it does really, really smooth out texture and minimizes pores. And since it's obviously from the same company, I feel like this might be a really good pair with that foundation specifically. All right, and then to set the center of my face and underneath my eyes, I'm gonna use the shade 1 Fair, just to get a little bit more dimension in here. I don't think that I want to add concealer because I kind of want to see how this just wears on its own, but I still have a really like glowy, healthy vibe going. You can see it underneath the powder, so it's not covering up everything, but it's definitely obviously mattifying. I'm gonna go put on the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. All right, y'all, I am back. Put the rest of my face on. I will list all of the products that I use down in the description box down below if you're curious. I think I look really nice. Even in my mirror, I think that I just look really glowy. Like, do I love this foundation? I don't even like foundations, you know that. But I just think I was able to sheer it out enough. I probably would sheer it out even more, but my skin just looks really glowy and healthy. I did use a setting spray, just FYI. I don't like doing wear tests if I'm not gonna do it how I would actually do it in real life. And so I would always use a setting spray for doing makeup. Always. And always using setting powder. It is now 10:21. I want to start my wear test, and this is where we're starting at. I'm getting my nails done today, so I am going to have to wear a mask at some point, which will be a good thing to test just how this will wear under a mask with setting powder and setting spray. So I will let you know how that all goes. I'll see you in a bit. I want to show you just really quickly in different lighting what this looks like. I'm in my bathroom, there's lights overhead, and then there's a window in front of me, but I think it looks pretty good, y'all. Come on. I look healthy. And you know what? Today is the very first day that I tested negative for COVID. Woo! So I'm like also just really happy about that. But look at this glow. Look at this glow. Okay, I'll check in later. Hello everybody, it is my first check-in. I just got back from getting my nails done. I love this. You can say what you want, but blue tips. It is now about 4:45 and obviously I'm very shiny. My oils have definitely peeked through. I wore a mask for probably 2 hours and you can see that the coverage has rubbed off on my nose, around my mouth, and just a lot of oils are peeking through. So I figured I would give it a fair shot and powder and kind of see how this takes down the shine that's happening, because I wouldn't wear this out like this. To me, that is just so much better, just setting the T-zone again. I love this foundation. I don't know. I love the way that my skin looks. I FaceTimed with one of my best friends earlier and I looked really good on my phone just through FaceTime. And so honestly, something like this might be amazing for Zoom even, because you just look so glowy and healthy and I love it. I will check in at the very end of the night and let you know how I feel. All right, everybody, it is my final check-in. It is only like 7:30, but that means I've been wearing it for a little over 8 hours. That minimal powdering in my T-zone that I did a couple of hours ago really kind of revived the makeup. I really do enjoy this foundation. I think it's beautifully glowy. I just don't think that it's necessarily a long wear foundation by any means, unless you're powdering throughout the wear of it. But I really like it, and they have a really great shade range. That is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed and found this a little bit informative. If you aren't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We have a good time. Anyway, until next time, take care, be safe, and be kind. Bye.